Hello people, welcome one and all to Jojo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel Jojo's Learning Club. So this is the part 2 on relation and functions where we'll discuss about some specific types of functions. That is, we'll discuss about what is an identity function, what is a constant function, then about what is a polynomial function, what is a rational function, what is a modulus function, what is a signum function, and the end what is a greatest integer function. So before that, just let's recall what is a relation. A relation from set A to set B is said to be a subset of the Cartesian product of set A cross B, right? And what is a function? A function f from set A to set B is said to be a function if every element of set A has only one image in set B. Then we have learned about what is a domain and what is a codomain and all, right? Now we will learn about what are the some specific types of functions. First, let's understand about what is a identity function. So f is a function r to r and it is defined by y is equal to f of x is equal to x. That is, all the values of x is equal to y where x belongs to r. So what is the domain of this function? X can take any values, right? Which because x belongs to the real number set, right? And one more note before going to this function, I have written here f is a function from r to r. So I'll give an explanation for that. A function which has either r or one of its subsets as its range means here subsets as its range, then it is called a real valued function. But if the domain is R or subset of R, then we call it a real function. So if a domain is a subset of R or R, then we call it a real function. And if the range is R, then we say it as a real valued function. I have shown here an arrow diagram for your understanding about for the identity function. So what is identity function? Here the first set is x and the second set is what actually f of x, or you can also say it as y. So what y, if the x takes a value 1, what is the value of y? You can just substitute in the equation. What then what you will get? Y is equal to also 1. Next, if you substitute a value for x as 2, then what is the value of y? 2. Again 3, you get the value 3. That is what is it said that it is a identity function. And the domain of this function is what? R. It can take any values, and the range of function is what? It can also take any values in the real function, that is in the real number set. You have here x because x belongs to the real number set, y also belongs to the real number set because they are identity functions. So it's very easy. I have just drawn an arrow diagram for your understanding. Okay, now let's discuss about what is a constant function. F is a function from R to R defined by y is equal to f of x equal to c, where x belongs to R. Also, c is a constant which belongs to R. So whatever the value you give, for example, if you give 1, let's take the value of this constant c is 1. So it also belongs to the real number set, right? And the value of the domain, you take 1, then also you get 1 only, because here the function is what? Y is equal to f of x equal to c. So if you substitute here 1, y's value is what? 1 itself. If you substitute your value of x as 2, then also y is equal to 1 itself, because it is a constant value, right? So it doesn't changes. So what is the domain of this function? It can take any values from the real number set. Then the domain of this function is what? The real number set, that is R. And what is the range of this function? It is a singleton set because it takes only the c value. What is the c value for in the example we have taken? 1. So it is a singleton set with the value, constant value in it. So that is what here range of f is given as c. I hope it's clear. What is a polynomial function? A real valued function. F is a function from R to R, then defined by y is equal to f of x is equal to a0 plus a1x plus and dot till an x raised to n, where the small letter n belongs to the natural number set. It can take the natural numbers from 1 to the highest possible natural number. Then a0, a1, an are all again constants in these polynomial functions, which can take the values on the real number set. So a0, a1 till an belongs to R. So this is the polynomial function. Now let's understand about what are rational functions. Rational functions are the real functions of the type f of x by g of x. So when the real functions take the type f of x by g of x, what is these f of x and g of x? F of x and g of x are the polynomial functions. So these both are polynomial functions of x defined in the domain of the function, and also the g of x is not equal to 0. For example, let's take an example. F of x is equal to x plus 5 by x plus 2. So what is the domain of this? R minus minus 2. I have subtracted from the real number set minus 2 for taking the domain. Why I have done that? Because if I substitute a minus 2, you can see that it becomes 0. Anything by 0, it is not defined, and that's why we subtract that number only from the real number set. That is why here domain is written as R minus of the minus 2 is subtracted from the real number set, and the R, that is the range, can take any values in the R. So x belongs to R minus of the set minus 2, then that is a rational function. So this is how you represent rational functions. Then you have seen here one a written inverted a, right? That is a representation for every value. For every value, so that is f of x is equal to x plus 5 by x plus 2 for all, or for every x, for all x belongs to R minus 2. R can take any values, but not minus 2, because if it takes minus 2, what happens? These functions become not defined. So the domain is R minus minus 2. I hope it's clear. Then modulus function. Modulus function are the real functions of the type where f is a function from R to R defined by f of x is equal to mod x. Mod x can actually take two values. That is, its value is positive x, that is plus x, when the value of x is greater than or equal to 0. It will take the negative value, that is negative x, if the value of x is less than 0. For example, let's say y is equal to mod of 2. Okay, so what are the possible values of the domain? Domain can be also 2. Okay, domain can be also minus 2 also. So what will be the value of y when the value of x is minus 2? Y is equal to mod of x. Mod means what? It takes only positive. It makes everything positive. So what is the value of minus 2 when you substitute for x as minus 2 here? So y is equal to mod of minus 2, that is 2 itself. I hope it's clear. We will discuss this problem through in the exercise questions, so don't worry about that now. Just understand that mod x can take two values, that is x when the value of x is greater than or equal to 0, minus x when x is greater than less than 0. So what is the domain of f? Domain of f can be any numbers, that is it can take the real number set. And what is the range? It is R plus, that is only the set of positive real numbers, because if you take minus 3 also, what is the value of y? Y is equal to mod of minus 3, that is mod of if any number, if you it is surrounded by a mod, then it becomes a positive real number. That is why it is said that it is range of this function is R plus. Also it is included union with set 0. Why 0 is also added? Because you can see that mod of 0 will also give you 0 itself. Okay, and mod of minus 5 will give you what? 5. Mod of 5 will also give you 5. That's why it is said that range of function is R plus. R plus is nothing but the set of all positive real numbers. And you can see that domain you can get any values. That is why it is said that set of all real numbers. I hope it's clear. As I said, it may be a little bit difficult to digest. As we go through the problems, it will get easy. Okay, now let's understand about what a signum function or sinum function. F is a function from R to R defined by f of x is equal to mod x by x. Mod x by x, where x not equal to 0 and 0 if x equal to 0. So let's understand that. So suppose if x value is less than 0. Okay, less than 0, then what is the value of mod x? minus x. So minus x by x, that is minus 1. That is why it said it takes the value minus 1 if the value of x is less than 0. And if it is 0, what is the value of 0? X equal to 0. Let's take the condition that mod x value is greater than 1. So then mod x is what? X itself. So x by x, that is 1. 1 if x is greater than 0. That is how this function is derived into three parts. That is, if x is not equal to 0, x is equal to not equal to 0 can take two values, that is x is greater than 0 or x is less than 0. And the third condition is what? X equal to 0. That is written over here. So now the question is, what is the domain of this function? Domain is the function can take any values, right? Then this value is real number set. Then what is the range of this function? As I said, it takes only three values. When x is greater than 0, what is the value? 1. So range is, that means the second elements, right? The second elements can be only 1 or 0 or minus 1. That is, a second element means, I mean like if f is a function from x to y, the elements in y is what I am saying about the range of f. Okay. Now, what is the greatest integer function? So the real value function f is a function from R to R defined by f of x is equal to x in square brackets. Then it assumes the value of the greatest integer less than or equal to x. Let's take the example, then you will understand more about this. F of x is equal to x in square brackets. Okay, then its value is minus 1 if the value of x is in the range 0 to minus 1. You can see that 0 is not included and minus 1 is included. So that is, it can take the values of the greatest integer that is less than or equal to x. Next, take the value 0. When this value, greatest integer function's value will be 0 if the value of x is between greater than or equal to 0 but less than 1. Then again, it takes the value 1 if its value is greater than or equal to 1 but less than 2. Again, it takes the value 2 if its value is greater than or equal to 2 but less than 3. So suppose the value of x is 2.5. So what will be the value of f of x? 2, because it takes the value of the greatest integer that is less than or equal to x. I hope it's clear. So this is all about the functions you have to learn in the chapter relations and functions. And on my next video, I'm planning to take about the algebra of two real functions, where we learn about the theoretical explanation for addition of two real functions, subtraction of a real function, multiplication by a scalar quantity, multiplication of two real functions, and at the end about the quotient of two real functions. So that's all for today's section, and let's see you on my next video. Bye bye.